VeChain technical analysis.
Let's get into it.
Right, Chris, today we are going to be taking a look at that VET technical analysis. We'll be taking a look at that daily chart, the 4-hourly chart, and that 1-hourly chart, and seeing exactly what's going on here with the VET coin and the VET token. Is it likely to pump up anytime soon, or are we seeing a deeper correction? As we get into this video, guys, if you do find it useful and informative, hit that like button. We both really do appreciate it. And of course, if you happen to be new to the channel and you want to stay up to date with everything VeChain, then why not consider subscribing to the channel? By subscribing, you'll be kept up to date with everything we do here at Cheeky Crypto. It is free. You'll stay well informed, so why not? And Chris, this hopefully will be a very quick and brief technical analysis and price update for VET. But is there anything else you would like to add before we jump on into the charts?
Yeah, we're going to have a VeChain day today, aren't we? So, it's going to be videos just on VeChain today. Really love this project. As everyone knows, it's my biggest bag. Nick's is pretty damn close though, to be fair. But with that said, yeah, let us know what you think the price is going to be at the peak of the bull run. We think there's going to be lots of millionaires made.
Absolutely right. Let's jump on down and get right on into VeChain.
Yeah, let's do it.
Right, this is a VeChain to the USDT daily chart, and Binance is the data source. Here we have the Fibonacci retracement that runs from the 31st of March through to the high that was achieved up on the 17th of April. This was a 241% move that took 17 days. Since then, there was actually sideways trading here for 16 days, so just one day shorter than that of the upward side here. And then we had a bit of a breakout event where we started to move the price right back up again. We have this yellow line that was marked out. This was an area that I thought would be resistance, which came in at about 25.3 cents. And it looks like the wick today, Chris, actually just fell short of that, coming in at 25 cents exactly. So there seemed to be a bit of a barrier right here. We kind of anticipated it would be there, and it came in a little bit lower than where I thought it would. So 25 rather than 25.3. So I'm just going to quickly move that down on the line there so you get an idea of what's actually going on. Now, that kind of correction, pulling the price back down, it was kind of expected, and it will be very visible as to why when we get into the hourly chart as well. So from this daily chart, we can see that the volumes have started to increase on the micro view here, so that's pretty good. But the macro view, of course, is still decreasing volume, and we had real good significant volume here as we were moving the price to this upside, and that 241% move in that 17 days. Since then, the volumes have actually been decreasing, so we're now looking to start a reversal here, and we want to increase the volume greater than what was previously set over here. So the volume side of things are really interesting. They're starting to move up on that micro scale. We want to see that continue, and we want to see that continued growth every single day. Now, the 50 moving average is quite far below the candles at the moment, along with the 100 and 200 moving averages. So we're not going to be finding support on these on the daily chart anytime soon. And the relative strength index is also a really interesting thing to note here. It's actually at 61 and has been climbing since it was around 51. So at the moment, we've actually grown the price quite significantly without using too much of the relative strength index. And that's a real good sign to things to come. So as we continue to grow that volume, we can continue to grow the relative strength index all the way up to a high here of about 87 before that correction starts to come in. So that could have serious price discovery attached to it. But let's go ahead and take a look at that 4-hourly chart. And here you can see exactly why we found that resistance up here. It's no coincidence that the resistance comes in at 25 cents when we were overbought here. So we are having the correction that's quite due, and ultimately this is a healthy thing that you would expect to see in the space. So as usual, Chris, we're coming down to our 37.41. This is an area that we came down to when we hit this low area here on our 18.7 area of support. That area there also comes into 37.41 on our relative strength index, and from there, in true VeChain fashion, we bounced right off that line and we saw significant price discovery. And that's usually what happens here with VeChain. It's very clear and obvious on the hourly that when the relative strength index drops down to about 37.41, we seem to be getting quite a bit of bouncing activity from there. So really good key indicator there if anyone needs doing their charting. Now, in terms of the volumes, they are quite low at the moment. They had the spike here initially as we were pushing on up, but then dropped right off here. So as you find that resistance, we are dropping the volume, we're dropping the RSI. That's actually doing a pretty good job at protecting the price up at that upper level there. If anything, we are looking to potentially pull back down towards our line here, which is the 702 area, okay? And that actually comes in, if I just scroll out here, at about 20.4 cent. That was an area of previous resistance, as you can see from here and here, and we would like to flip and turn that into support. So if we are going to correct our relative strength index, we're looking to pull this thing down just to 20.4 cent. And doing that should get us nice and low on this RSI to push us right back up again. And a bounce from here should take us above that 25 cent barrier level. So really interesting to see how that unfolds. Now, if I go ahead and pull this into our hourly, again, you can see that overbought situation on that RSI and how we have corrected so steeply already without doing too much damage to the price. So again, we had that initial spike in volume that really took the price up towards our 25 cent area. And then obviously the volumes decided to come right back down, a little bit of selling pressure here before finding that true resistance at 25. And then the volumes really do fall off a cliff here as we decide to correct down a little bit. Now we have dropped below the previous resistance, or which was the 786, and that was unfortunate. I would have liked to have held that, but at the moment we have actually corrected our relative strength index quite well, and there's huge potential to continue this to the upside at the moment. So right now we are looking to potentially pull this down a little bit lower. If we do go down to 20.5, that will actually coincide with our 50 moving average, which would, I think, actually coincide as well with our 37.41, and would be a really good strong case to actually move this thing up to the upside once again. If I just zoom on out, guys, I'll show you what I mean by this 37.41 here. You can see multiple touches on this line, and it happens frequently with VeChain, right? And we can see it time and time and time again. So we want to be watching out for this and watching to see if we can come down to our 37.41 area, and then obviously spike the volume up yet again. And I think we're going to be bouncing from that 50 moving average, and I think that's going to be good, significant price discovery for VeChain. So what I'm going to do is just pull this back up into our daily, and just kind of summarize that briefly for you guys. I'm expecting us to pull back a little bit further down to a maximum, I reckon, of about 20.4 cent. That's the 618 area of the Fibonacci retracement area. Actually, it's not, sorry, my bad, Chris. It's not 20.4, it's 22 cent. So we're looking to pull back to 22 cent. From 22 cent, we should be looking to have corrected our RSI on the 4 hourly and on the hourly. And then from there, we should have good price discovery. I feel that we should be pretty much primed at that point to power on through 25 cent and, you know, potentially go up and claim another all-time high for the VET coin here. The first price target, guys, is approximately 73% away and comes in at 40 cent. And that was our kind of price prediction for the month of May. We are still thinking that a 40 cent VET coin is something that we should be able to see during the month of May, and everything looks like it's kind of, you know, preparing to move in that direction, which will be pretty cool. After that, we are talking about 60 cent, followed by 79.9 and then 92.1 at the top there. And of course, you know, once we're at that 92 cent area or that 60 cent area, we're going to be really reviewing to see what's going on here with the data. Are we likely to see that $1 VET coin, or are we likely to even go higher than that $1.50, $2? Really interesting to see how it all unfolds here with VeChain. But there's very few blockchains out there that do as much in the real world that VeChain does. So really impressed by everything that's actually happening there in terms of real world adoption. And I think a lot of that long term will play a pivotal role in the value of both VET and V4. But Chris, is there anything else you'd like to add?
Oh, everyone knows how I feel about VeChain. We've done a few videos sort of trying to articulate exactly sort of why we invested in this one. And, you know, for me, it's still undervalued in my opinion. I just think this one's just an absolute beast.
Absolutely. And guys, if you found this video useful and informative, hit that like button. We both really do appreciate it. And of course, if you happen to be new to the channel and you'd like to stay up to date with all of that technical analysis, new cryptocurrencies, news, and hidden gems, then why not consider subscribing to the channel? By becoming a subscriber, you'll be kept up to date with everything we do here. It is free, you'll stay well informed, so why not? And with that said, done and out of the way, we hope you have a fantastic day, guys, and we'll catch you in the next one.
Yeah, take care.